17 hours. That's all it takes. I'm Bradley Charbonneau, Repossible Podcast and Repossible YouTube channel. That's Pepper. 17 hours. In fact, I'm not even at the end of the 17 hours. I'm still within the 17-hour window. What in the world am I talking about? 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. 4 p.m. in the afternoon, 9 a.m. the next morning. 17 hours to more clarity, courage, and confidence. I'm doing this video within the 17 hours because there's a great quote that says, share from the scar and not from the wound. And what they mean there is don't share when you're in the middle of the bad thing that happened, because you're very emotional and you can't see the whole picture, and you're inside of the trees and you can't see the forest, right? I always mix that one up. And yet here I am going to share from the wound and not from the scar, because this is heightened awareness. This is heightened energy. This is a high frequency, high vibration period of time that I'm still in. I'm coming out of it. I can feel it. The height, whoa, the height was, that was mud. The height was this morning around 5 when I woke up. So what am I talking about here, Bradley? I am talking about a 17-hour mini program for more clarity, courage, and confidence. Now, what is this all about? I have a book. What a surprise. I have a book. Hey, Pips, come here. Come on, Daisy Condo. And the book used to be called, tiny bit of background, the book used to be called You Don't Have To. And this was my snarky, witty, clever title, which I'm prone to do, that nobody understood. And yet, what was I talking about? You don't have to meditate, fast, or create. And that was my little joke, my little play. But the thing is, so witty titles, for the record, and I'm saying this with my hand raised, I'm totally guilty. Witty titles don't often work. And what works better is a very clear title with a very clear outcome. And here, 17 hours to more clarity, more courage, and more confidence. That's the current title of the same book. And yet, if you look for it, you can find it at books2read.com/YDHT. You don't have to. And the number 2 is, the 2 is a number 2 in there. books2read.com/YDHT. You can get the audiobook format, you can get the paperback, you can get the ebook. This book, if someone asked me, Bradley, what is your most sort of action-oriented, tell me what to do, show me the program, tell me the steps and I will follow them book, this one is it. I write a lot about sort of high-level, philosophical, deep stuff that you might read and say, well, that was amazing, but I'm not quite sure what to do with it. Whereas this, I'm going to tell you right now. 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. At 4 p.m., you're going to stop eating. Intermittent fasting. It's also called skipping dinner. I had an awesome call. I was on a podcast the other night, and somebody said, because I called it skipping dinner, and she's like, oh, thank you so much. All that fancy talk about intermittent fasting and all these fancy tricks, and it's really just skipping dinner. I'm like, it is. It's really pretty much just skipping dinner. So 4 p.m., don't eat anything after 4 p.m. You can drink water. In fact, I recommend a lot of water. Also, one pro tip here, and this is a little bit in the TMI, too much information category, but when you drink a lot of water, you have to go up and pee. You have to wake up and pee. So, for example, you drink a lot of water in the afternoon and evening, and you're going to wake up. And here's the trick, in my humble opinion. I am not a doctor. Do not take this as medical advice. With fasting, I find that, and remember, we're calling it skipping dinner. Skipping dinner, here's my viewpoint on it. I'm a very visual guy. I imagine like our body's made up of these little factory workers, right? And they're all busy and they've all got their own tasks, and these guys are pumping blood, and these guys are digesting your dinner, and these guys are fixing your broken finger, right? So in my vision of all of this, the guys who are digesting dinner, the factory workers who are digesting dinner, they're like, they've got the night off. And so what are they gonna do? They like, hey, broken finger team, you guys need some help tonight? Or rest and relaxation and rejuvenation crew, you guys need some assistance? We got nothing to do. There's nothing to digest, because Bradley, our all being master of time, space, and dimension, didn't have dinner, so we got the night off. What can we do to help, guys? And this is, again, in my humble opinion, and my non-medical background, this is the beauty of skipping dinner. In fact, I love calling it skipping dinner. Hello, can you see the yellow? Is this gorgeous or what? It is 8 something in the morning. I've been up since 5. I'm on a vibrational high since 5 this morning, when I got up, did a awesome past life regression meditation. That's a whole different topic. And then boom, I started creating. I started writing a chapter in my upcoming book, A Book in a Weekend, the chapter on create. So back to the 17-hour program. Come on, Pip. So at 4 p.m., you're not going to eat anything else. And you can drink, you can have tea, just no sugar, no dairy, no milk in your tea. Just tea, water, simple, right? So one trick about if you're hungry, if you're feeling hungry, remember, I am like a seasoned intermittent fasting dude. And so I'm good at this. It's easy for me. It's become easier for me, I should say. And also, here's another trick. I know how good I'm going to feel in the morning, and the clarity, courage, and confidence I'm going to have when I wake up. So it is worth the slight hunger pangs I might have. And so it's easier to skip the dinner. Follow me? So it's a cost-benefit analysis. The cost of skipping dinner is mildly painful because I'm hungry, even though frankly I'm really not. And then the benefit is the morning, the clarity, courage, and confidence, right? So skipping dinner, and then ideally you're gonna go to bed earlier. Like last night, my wife was at her Italian lesson, and so I'm home. My kids are gaming with each other, which I'm actually pretty thrilled about, because they're actually playing with each other, which is fun. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to bed early. I literally was in bed before 9 p.m. Now, if you can't work that out, just try to go to bed an hour or even 2 before your normal bedtime. And one trick is to read a book. Your eyes get tired, and don't look at your phone. You could do a sleepy meditation or something. That works too, right? So then you go to bed early, and then remember, all your factory workers, they're busy with digesting because not much to digest, and then they're busy helping you rejuvenate and relax and release, and you're waking up earlier. So I woke up at 5 a.m. I'm just like, bing, I'm awake. Let's go. Here we go. And I jumped right into my meditation. I actually had better dreams. Another benefit of fasting is I think you have more clear, better, awesome dreams. I totally connected with my dad, and that was really fun. So you're up earlier, ideally an hour or 2. If you went to bed an hour or 2 earlier, you should wake up an hour or 2 earlier. Although, frankly, with fasting, I believe that you need less sleep. I'm an 8-hour a night kind of guy, but I might have 6 or 7 with fasting, because I just feel you sleep more efficiently and effectively. So that's that. Then you're up. Then what? Ideally, you've probably had some awesome dreams. Write them down. If you have a pen and paper by your bed, in fact, it's a good habit to get into, especially with fasting, is write down your dreams. Just a quick note. I've learned quite a bit about lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is you're trying to have some influence over your dream. And the one trick with lucid dreaming I learned was wake up and immediately, like before you go to the bathroom, before you do anything, like roll over, grab your pen and paper, not your phone. Grab your pen and paper, which you have by your bedside, and take notes. And just scribble, scrabble, whatever. Take some notes, bullet points, notes, whatever. Hey, I realize I usually make these 10 minutes, but I'm going to keep going just because I think this is really, really important. This is one of my favorite books. I think it's one of my most powerful books and one of my most actionable books. Actionable. What did I say? Actionable? Actionable. Something where you can take action, and I lay out a plan, and I'm telling you the plan right now. But the book, it's a good book. I don't say this about every one of my books. It's a good book. It's really an awesome book. I really enjoyed recording the audiobook too. So again, that's bookstoread.com/YDHT. Okay, back to the 17-hour process. So in the 17 hours, now it's earlier in the morning. So for me, it was 5. First thing I did, I woke up, I scrabbled some notes about, my dad. We're like in a shopping mall and he's thirsty. He wants water, which, hello, maybe note to self, do I need more water? Probably. So I went and had a lot of water. Another tip for fasting, drink a lot of water, especially when you wake up. You wake up, your body hasn't had a sip of anything for however long you slept, 6, 7, 8 hours. Your body's thirsty, so give it some water first thing. Had water, and then I woke up. I have a bunch of rituals in the morning. I often listen to, if you really want to know, I often listen to a Joe Dispenza testimonial on YouTube. There's lots of them, and I will listen to those sort of for inspirational stories. I really like case studies and stories of what other people are doing. Hey Pip, come on, come on. I see big giant dogs. So, okay, so you're up. I did that ritual of I listened to some case studies, some testimonials, some inspirational talks, if you will. I particularly like case studies because it's like from the horse's mouth. It's just somebody's story about what they did. So it's not from the teacher, so to speak. It's from the student, which I really appreciate. So that's just my thing. I will also, depending on the season, I'll probably light a candle or I turn on. I'm really into like oil diffusers and smelly, yummy things like that. I'm a total geek in that, by the way. So then I'm at my computer. No. First, so speaking of creating doesn't have to be writing. It doesn't have to be at your computer. The very first thing I did was create a short. I did a 1-minute short. It's like a mini version of what I'm doing right now. I did a 1-minute short about this, about fasting. And if you want to, I'll try to link to it here. It's in my shorts, and I think it's called probably 17 hours. No, I think it's called Knowing is Not the Same as Doing. I think that was my morning 1-minute thing, because that was it. Because I know all this stuff. I know skip dinner, meditate, create. But if you don't do it, then it's just knowledge. And knowledge is nice and all, but it's not the same as action. This book has a lot to do with action. You can listen to me all day talk about these 17 hours and this thing, but until you do it on your own, you're just not going to feel it like I have felt it. And I really wish this upon you. I hope that you can experience the joy, the lightness, the levity, the higher vibration, the happiness, the meaning, the purpose. Need I go on? You getting this? Right? The clarity, courage, and confidence. It's really how I break it down. Clarity, courage, and confidence. I have it all in 17 hours. So then I go create. And for me, I've also got my rituals. I'll sometimes listen to music. My current favorite, it's called Voces 8, VOCES, number 8. It is like lofty choral church music. I just love it. And I just have that on. I've got my noise canceling headphones. And I'm at my laptop, probably like in the dark because it's morning and it's October, and I'm cranking on my book. And I'm writing the create chapter. And for me, at this time, this is my goal. This is the end result. I am writing better. I'm writing more efficiently, more effectively. I'm pulling out the deep stuff and I'm making it just awesome. It is just, how can I put this more clearly? It is just better writing than if I were to write, especially in the afternoon, definitely more than the evening or night, which I rarely ever do. And it's even better than another morning without having done the fasting and the meditating. You can do all three of these actions individually, or two of them, but in my humble experience, I find that the trifecta, the triple crown, the hat trick of, ooh, that was pretty good, of all these three things is really the secret sauce, is really the key that makes all this work so well. So then I create, and I'm cranking until ideally 9 a.m. Now this morning, unfortunately, I got super interrupted because my family had the audacity to wake up and go to school and go to work. What are they thinking? And I was literally like mid-sentence in a chapter, and I got interrupted. So that's why, I mean, I like to get it going early, right? Because now it's almost 9 a.m. My 17-hour window is closing, and I know, and even the fact that I'm saying this right now out loud, it's going to bring the vibration down. It's going to bring the frequency lower by saying it, by admitting it that it's happening. So it is what it is, but guess what? This is a repeatable system that you can do as often as you like. I kind of like the once a week. For a while, I had a podcast playlist on my regular channel, YouTube channel, called Fast Friday, because I would fast on Thursday nights. That went well. And then it's in your routine, right? The habit is in your routine, and you make a ritual of it. So I cranked out a chapter this morning. I'm not done with it. In fact, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go finish it when I get back. And that is it, my friends. That is 17 hours to more clarity, courage, and confidence in a nutshell. You can grab the book. I highly recommend the audiobook. You can find all of this at bookstoread.com/YDHT. But you don't have to. And remember, if you see the books and you listen to them, you'll see I refer to it as the title. You don't have to, because that was my witty title before I got to, frankly, the more actionable, relatable, better selling title called 17 Hours. 17 hours. It's also a little bit intriguing, like 17 hours. What is 17 hours? 17 hours from when? 17 hours. What are we talking about here? What's going to happen in 17 hours? Whereas if it's you don't have to, the theory behind you don't have to, by the way, was I find that these three things individually are great and altogether are awesome. And yet, here's my clever, witty self. I say, oh, but you don't want clarity, courage, and confidence? Or you're not willing to do the work for this? Oh, you don't have to do it. You don't have to. That's my snarky self. So take a little grain of salt with my snark. And that's where that title came from. And yet I think I was probably distracting potential readers and turning them off because I've got this dorky title. So that's the explanation on the title. Of course, I could totally change the book and write a new book, but the book has got some really awesome stuff. There's a chapter when I am in Athens, Greece, that I'm writing in the morning in the lobby of our hotel, and I realize at that moment something. And, well, you know what? There's a little teaser. I'll let you find that chapter on Athens, Greece, and apply it to your life and see how you can bring that joy that I found in Athens, Greece to your life. Because frankly, it's not that hard, but it takes a lot of, it's like this, it's action, it's actionable. Okay, my friends, wow, I can see my time. I'm at almost 19 minutes. This is almost double. But really, this is such an important action. This is such an important, repeatable system for success that you can use every single week if you'd like. And that's it. Go enjoy the book. If you've enjoyed this podcast episode, please leave me a review. What a review does, it's really cool, is that a review is not so much your message to me, but which it is also, but it's your message to a potential other listener or reader or viewer. And so have that other person in mind when you write a review, and think of, what did you maybe get out of this, and how can you share your perspective on this with someone else. That's a review. Thanks so much for leaving a review. Thanks so much for listening and watching. I'm here every single week. I'll see you next week.